Hi, I'm Kat, and I make generative AI-assisted art that I post on deviantart.com. This video is going to be a look at how I do inpainting. It is not a tutorial in inpainting. There are plenty of tutorials out there that you guys can check out. This is just how I personally do it and kind of a look behind the curtains at my process for some of my fans. So first of all, who am I? What do I do? This is my profile on DeviantArt. Catherine Delmort, but I go by Cat. This is some of the kind of stuff that I make, and here is a look at some recent things. This is the workflow that I use. It is honestly full of custom stuff that I have written. I am a software engineer. No, by the way, this is not my real voice, but there are crazy people on the internet, and so I'm very paranoid about my real identity. Sorry about that. Anyway. Here I have set up, I can either use SDXL models or Flux. The SDXL is so much faster, but I really find Flux to be higher quality no matter what I do. When I press the I key on the keyboard, I automatically jump to this shortcut. It's from the RG3 set of nodes. Here we're importing an image and going through an Inpaint crop, and then using the Inpaint stitch node, you can see the package that this is from. What that allows you to do is to inpaint only a certain area and not the entire image, which is very useful. So this is a image that I created for a challenge and want to add some pokies. Although looking at this, I don't know if that's exactly the material for it, but say what, let's go ahead and choose something else. All right, let's go with this one instead. So first step with any inpainting is going to be to mask out the area. So we'll do there, just try and add some pokies and see how this goes. I, again, use a lot of very custom nodes, so this prompt is going into a custom prompt handler that I wrote, which will translate this to the actual prompt and LoRa's that go underneath. I also have written a load LoRa that basically works like automatic 1111, where you can put in the name of the LoRa and the strength and all of that, and it'll automatically load it without having to use those manual loading LoRa's one by one. The reason I do that is because I do a lot of wildcarding, and I want to be able to have the LoRa's and their weights defined in the text itself. So, running through this, we're going to queue it up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to have to turn off my avatar. Apologies, but it's just too resource intensive. Okay, there we go. So we're going to go ahead and queue this up. And the first thing we're going to see is that it will crop out only the section that we masked. And if we scroll up here, this is showing the output of my kind of prompt parsing custom node. So you can see it's just a standard LoRa. And we'll let this cook. This isn't going to work because I've got the denoise set to 1. I should be setting this to 0.5 because in this example, actually that's not half bad. Take a look. Well, it just changed all way too much, way more than I wanted, and the pokies are not very good. This, by the way, is the image comparer from that RG3 library I was talking about earlier. So, again, pressing I for my bookmark to get back to where I wanted. And then I'm going to go back here. Rather than using a fill model, I'm just going to use one of my standard models that I like. And again, we're going to set the denoise down to 0.5. All right, that one didn't seem to do much. It just kind of smoothed out her shirt. So we're going to try again. Notice that I have my weight set by default to 0.8. So I'm actually going to copy and paste the actual prompt in here, and we're just going to change it to 1, give it a little bit more strength. I am going to let it try, well, no, I'm going to try the same seed to see if there's any difference there. There's a hint of it. I think we're going to have to try a different seed. Yep, not much. Let's try actually going up to a higher denoise. Okay, that's actually starting to add things in, but you can see that it's changing the image way too much, so we're going to go back down to 0.5, and we're just going to try a new seed. Alright, we didn't get much more there either. I think I'm going to have to try going to 0.6 again, and we're going to apply a control net so that it better follows the contours of her body here. I think I'm going to lower the strength. We'll find out what this does. It is going to take a little bit longer. Okay, that one took about 145 seconds. As you can see, I didn't get my pokies the way I wanted here either, but there's definitely more change. So what I'm going to do at this point is just set this to Q instant and let it run through over and over and over again and see if we can get a couple that work. I'm going to try 10, and now I'm going to turn the control net back on and then change the denoise back to 0.6. Let's be ambitious, we'll 0.65, and then I'm going to set my strength. Yeah, I wanted it 0.5 so that it leaves room to add in the little pokies there if it wants. And we will just let the control net cook after the 10 without the control net are done. And I will be back shortly. We'll check out the results. Okay, cool. We can see some stuff happening here, so I think we'll get something. Okay, so I let it generate for a while, and I can't remember which ones were using the control net and which were not. This is a program that I wrote to help me manage the different images that I make. I'm going to switch over to my phone view for a second here. So this is that same view on my phone, and what I can do here is swipe left or right. So this one has no cookies, so no, you get the idea. This one, not bad. We do see some distortion right in this area right there. So I like this one a lot. The nipple next to the hair feels kind of natural to me. You do see some distortion right around here, though. If we click on it, there we go, I get the full resolution. It's not letting me zoom. Boo. But this is, I think, the one we're going to go with. So I'll go ahead and download that. I'll just clean out these other ones. If I do like something, I can swipe it right. And I've got all these different folders where I can organize stuff. If I move anything into the to upscale folder, it will automatically run my upscale workflow on that image. I've got a Python script kind of monitoring that folder. All right, so I'm going to download, and we are downloading, finish downloading. I'm going to switch over to Google Photos before I bother uploading this. There's our image, and we'll open that. And as I was saying earlier, we can see kind of this weird little tearing here. And what I like to do in Google Photos on my Android phone, edit, we're going to go to Tools, Magic Eraser, and once this is ready, I'm going to zoom in right there, and all I really have to do is a quick circle, and it should figure it out. Yeah, pretty good. So there's a little bit of like gray artifacting there. That is pretty good. And so now I can run this through my upscaler by moving it onto my computer, off my phone, on into that to upscale folder I was mentioning earlier, and already done that. So here we go. Here's the finished piece. You can see there isn't much evidence of that tear that was there before, which we fixed on the phone. I could have in painting or something like that just done it, but I do find the phone with the Google Photos tools to be really great. I also run my color correcting through there, and that's honestly how I touch up and color correct most of my things. Remove extra items that aren't there like I could have if I felt like it removed this strand of hair, but I kind of like that as is. So hopefully this is a useful and interesting look into the way that I do Inpainting. Again, not a tutorial. There are plenty of tutorials out there on using Comfy UI for Inpainting. I might do a version of this for my subscribers where we do some not safe for work stuff, and I might also walk you through in detail a little bit more how I created the workflow that I use, even if we don't use the crazy custom nodes that I built.